We start with some breaking news in downtown Spokane at this hour. Here is a live look at Howard and West Main Avenue, where Spokane firefighters are responding to a structure fire. That's our reporter Amanda Rowley trying to get ready for the shot right there. From our camera's view, we have seen police directing traffic away from Spokane Falls Boulevard, and that road is running alongside Riverfront Park. Not much else is known at this hour. As soon as we learn more, we'll be sure to bring you an update.
In the meantime, we do continue our breaking news coverage tonight. The Mead School District has fired its head football coach following an investigation into misconduct, which was first uncovered by an exclusive KREM 2 investigation. Thank you for joining us here for KREM 2 News at 5. I'm Whitney Ward.
Welcome, everyone. I'm Mark Hanrahan. The district released its findings from an internal investigation concluding that head coach Keith Stamps was unprofessional and demonstrated poor judgment.
Now, tonight, I dug into that report and the district's most recent findings.
Police records show a parent called EWU police in Cheney to report that a cell phone video showed a student being held down by multiple other teens and assaulted with a massage gun.
Sacrifice the most sacrifice.
Since then, more students have said it happened to them, more parents have reported their concerns, and multiple lawsuits have been filed against the district. This is the official report from the Mead district that was emailed to me this afternoon. It says Keith Stamps failed to appropriately respond to allegations of student misconduct and that he was dishonest with the district. In part, that report said his failure to inform district administrators about the allegations has had a detrimental effect on students, staff, programs, and the community. It goes on to say these allegations were left unaddressed for months, resulting in delayed Title IX investigations, delayed corrective measures for the aggressors, and delayed support for the victims, ultimately fueling a media firestorm, lawsuits, and calling into question the community's trust in the district. I spoke with the district spokesperson today. He told me Keith Stamps is no longer coaching or teaching with the Mead district based on probable cause to terminate his contracts. I'm told Stamps does have the right to appeal. They also told me today's decision came after another lawsuit was filed against the district in November that revealed a deleted email which included additional information and previously unreported allegations of student and staff misconduct within the football program. That included claims that students were held down while others used a massage gun, and that one of the coaches knew about it and reportedly told the students they were soft and that back in their day, we used a stick. The report concluded with Mead Superintendent Travis Hansen saying, based on the findings, Stamps' conduct is unprofessional, inappropriate, flagrant, egregious, based on substantial poor judgment and a flagrant disregard of professional standards.
I also spoke with a parent of one of those assault victims. They told me today they are at least glad to see the district is finally taking their concerns seriously. If you would like to watch more of our exclusive coverage and interviews from this KREM 2 investigation, just go to our website, krem.com.
The Spokane County Sheriff's Office is still investigating what happened to Lori Lynn Partridge, a 17-year-old Ferris High School student who disappeared 50 years ago today. She decided to leave school early because she wasn't feeling well and walked home. Now a half a century has gone by and people are still wondering what happened to her. KREM 2's Christian Garza has been looking into this story and brings us more tonight.
I'm here at the intersection of Havana and 37th Avenue, the last known location of Lori Lynn Partridge.
And it's still an open case. You know, it's not a closed case.
Coming up tonight, I had a chance to speak with a sister of Lori Partridge, and we have an exclusive interview with the deputy on duty who took that initial call from the Partridge family back in 1974. In Spokane, Christian Garza, KREM 2 News.
Well, ice continues to plague the morning commute all across the inland Northwest with freezing morning fog.
All right, let's bring in Chief Meteorologist Jeremy Legoo. Jeremy, will we ever see the sunshine return to the inland Northwest?
Please? Pretty please?
No. Here's the problem. I am too much of an optimist to say no sun in the forecast. But what is most likely is no sun in the forecast. It looks like we are stuck in the December doldrums like we have never been. We've definitely done this before. 30 degrees right now, 31 degrees. Puts us almost dead on what we did yesterday. Today was almost an exact repeat of yesterday. Fog a little bit improved, but it came with a little bit of freezing drizzle. We precipitated out some of the moisture in the low levels of the atmosphere. What that meant was that as it hit the roads and sidewalks, it created more slick spots, and a lot of us experienced that walking or driving earlier today. likely going to stay that way. Current temperatures about where they were last night, which means that we can expect more of what we saw last night. Forecast models suggest a little bit of fog and a little bit of freezing drizzle takes us through the day tomorrow, and more widespread versions of the freezing drizzle hit Friday as we might finally catch a break from some of the fog. Either way, I think tomorrow looks a lot like today, looks a lot like yesterday, looks a lot like the day before. Friday, I still have hope that we may see a peak of sun in the afternoon. That hope is waning as rain is almost a guarantee on Saturday.
All right, Jeremy, thank you. Today, the U.S. Supreme Court heard arguments in what is being considered the most significant case this term.
That case will decide if states like Idaho can ban puberty blockers and hormone treatments for transgender youth. Natalie Brand spoke with families on both sides of the issue.
Parents of transgender youth on both sides of the issue made their voices heard outside the U.S. Supreme Court as the justices weighed arguments inside.
Normally in these cases, one group receives something that the other group does not.
The case challenges the constitutionality of a Tennessee law that bans what's known as gender-affirming care, such as puberty blockers or hormone therapy for transgender minors.
It's a sweeping categorical ban where the legislature didn't even take into account the significant health benefits that can come from providing gender-affirming care, including reduced suicidal ideation and suicide attempts.
More than 20 states have similar measures on the books.
Our child has been receiving gender-affirming health care until this year.
Mom Rebecca Bell of South Carolina says she and fellow mom Mary Foster have been fighting their state's ban.
Gender-affirming care is life-saving care. So our kids are at risk when they don't have the care they need to be healthy and happy.
Tennessee's Solicitor General argued the state is trying to protect children.
Given the high desistance rate among minors and given the tragic regret of detransitioners, that there is an interest in making sure that minors have enough time to appreciate their sex before undergoing life-altering changes.
Mom Erin Friday of California supports the ban. She decided against gender-affirming care for her daughter.
I refuse to do that, teaching my daughter that you can't change sex and showering her with a lot of love and compassion. And then she returned back to believing that she was a girl after a year and a half.
While justices decide the landmark case, families on the two sides say ultimately they just want their children to be happy. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the Supreme Court.
In April, the High Court ruled to allow Idaho to enforce its ban on gender-affirming care for transgender kids. This allows the 2023 law that would give physicians up to 10 years in prison if they provide hormones, puberty blockers, or surgeries to kids. Previously, a federal judge had blocked the law in its entirety, saying that it was necessary to do so to protect teens. Meanwhile, the Tennessee law is being challenged by the Biden administration. The incoming Trump administration could potentially reverse the government's position on that matter next year.